Let's get right into it. Number 10. Choking. Imagine your throat deciding to become your worst enemy. That's what choking is. Your airway turning into a death trap in seconds. Before modern medicine, this was a silent killer at every meal. You could be enjoying a feast 1 minute and fighting for your life the next. No Heimlich maneuver, no emergency response, just panic and helplessness. Your body has 2 tubes in your throat, one for food, one for air. A tiny flap, called the epiglottis, acts like a traffic controller. But sometimes this system glitches, and suddenly you've got food blocking your only air supply. Without oxygen, your brain starts shutting down in about 4 minutes. That's shorter than your average YouTube ad. And in ancient times, that was usually your final countdown. People tried everything, hanging victims upside down, slapping their backs, or just yelling, "Breathe." Your last moments might be spent suspended like a human piñata, while someone desperately whacks your back. The Heimlich maneuver wasn't invented until 1974. Before that, choking was one of the leading causes of accidental death. Number 9. Dental abscesses, a tiny pocket of pus that could kill you. Welcome to the world of dental abscesses before antibiotics. It starts with a simple cavity or crack in your tooth. Bacteria get in there and start having a party, creating a pocket of infection. The infection wouldn't just stay in your tooth, it would spread to your jaw, then your bloodstream. People literally died from toothaches. The pain was so bad people would rather pull their own teeth out with pliers. Your face would swell up like you're hiding a baseball in your cheek, and sometimes your body would try to help by creating a drainage hole in your gum. Without antibiotics, this was basically a death sentence. A simple toothache could turn into a brain infection or heart problems. Number 8. Ear infections. Your ear has this narrow tube that's supposed to drain fluid. When it gets blocked, fluid builds up behind your eardrum like a backed-up sink. That warm, dark pool becomes a perfect breeding ground for bacteria. Kids had it worst because their ear tubes are smaller and more horizontal. It's like trying to drain a bathtub through a coffee straw. The infection wouldn't just stay in your ear either. It would eat through your skull bone like acid through metal. From there, it could reach your brain in days. Before antibiotics, people would try everything from hot oils to blowing tobacco smoke into the ear. Some would even drill holes in their skulls to drain the infection. Scientists find ancient skulls with holes eaten through by ear infections. These people had their heads eaten from the inside out while still alive. Number 7. Appendicitis. This little organ, about the size of your pinky, could kill you in days if it got infected, and there were usually no warning signs until it was too late. The appendix would get blocked by something, maybe hardened waste, maybe swelling. Then bacteria would start multiplying inside. The pressure would build up until boom, it burst. When it burst, it was like setting off a bacterial bomb in your abdomen. The infection would spread everywhere, turning your insides into a toxic waste dump. Doctors couldn't even tell if it was appendicitis or just bad gas, so people would sit at home, thinking they ate something bad, while their appendix was basically a ticking time bomb. The craziest part is scientists now think this killer organ might actually be useful. It's like a backup drive for your good gut bacteria. Number 6. Childbirth. No epidurals, no sterilized tools, just you and a doctor who probably hasn't washed his hands since last Tuesday. Welcome to childbirth in the 1800s. Back then, about 1 in every 34 mothers didn't survive childbirth. Doctors would literally go from doing autopsies to delivering babies without washing their hands. They were basically spreading death from one patient to another, like some twisted delivery service. If you were royalty, you had another problem. It was the audience. When Marie Antoinette had her baby, about 200 people crowded into the room to watch. Imagine trying to give birth while half of France takes notes. Pain relief was considered a sin back then. The pain was seen as divine punishment, so you just had to suffer through it. That changed when Queen Victoria tried chloroform during labor. She called it delightful beyond measure, which is definitely not what most people say about childbirth. Things only started getting better when doctors finally started washing their hands. Turns out not having corpse particles on your fingers while delivering babies really improves survival rates. Number 5. Diabetes. Before insulin, getting diabetes was basically a death sentence with a timer. Your blood would turn so sugary that doctors could actually taste it in your urine. Yeah, they diagnosed diabetes by taking a sip of your pee. Medieval doctors called it the honey urine disease. They'd have patients pee near an anthill and wait. If ants came running for a sugar feast, congratulations, you had diabetes. Without insulin, your body can't use sugar for energy, so it starts breaking down fat and muscle instead. You'd literally waste away while drowning in your own unused sugar. Kids with type 1 diabetes rarely lived more than a year after diagnosis. Their parents would watch helplessly as their children starved to death despite eating, all because their pancreas decided to quit its job permanently. The discovery of insulin in 1921 changed everything overnight. The first patient was a 14-year-old boy who weighed 65 pounds and was basically dying. Within 24 hours of getting insulin, he went from death's door to asking for second helpings. Number 4. Kidney stones. Imagine your body deciding to grow tiny daggers inside you. These crystals form in your kidneys and then try to squeeze through tubes the width of spaghetti. These aren't smooth pebbles either. They're jagged crystals that scrape through your urinary tract like broken glass. Each movement feels like someone's dragging barbed wire through your insides. Before modern medicine, kidney stones were often a death sentence. No painkillers, no surgery, just you versus a rock trying to escape your body. If they got stuck, infection would set in, and that was usually game over. The pain is so legendary that women who've had both say kidney stones are worse than childbirth. People would literally beg doctors to cut them open without anesthesia just for relief. The ancient Egyptians found kidney stones in 7,000-year-old mummies. Medieval doctors had some creative treatments. They'd make you ride horses, hoping the bouncing would shake the stone loose. Today we can blast them with sound waves, but back then, your only options were prayer or screaming. Number 3. Stomach ulcers. Imagine having a hole burning through your stomach. That's basically what a stomach ulcer is. Acid eating away at your insides. Your stomach is basically a bag of acid strong enough to dissolve metal. Usually, there's a protective layer keeping that acid from dissolving you. But when that protection fails, the acid starts eating through your stomach wall. Half the world's population has the bacteria that causes most ulcers. It's called H. pylori, and it thrives in stomach acid. That's like finding a creature that uses lava as a swimming pool. Before modern medicine, ulcers were often fatal. The acid would eat completely through your stomach wall. Then all that acid would leak into your body, turning your insides into soup. People used to think ulcers were caused by stress or spicy food, so doctors would tell patients to relax and eat bland food while bacteria were literally eating holes in their stomachs. It's like trying to put out a house fire with a water pistol while telling the house to calm down. The scientist who discovered H. pylori caused ulcers had to drink a cocktail of the bacteria to prove it. He gave himself an ulcer on purpose, cured it with antibiotics, and won a Nobel Prize. That's the only time intentionally poisoning yourself got someone a medal. Number 2. Sleep apnea. This is basically when your body forgets to breathe while you sleep. Your throat basically tries to strangle you every time you doze off. In severe cases, you stop breathing 30 times every hour. That's your body suffocating you every 2 minutes, all night long, and you might not even remember it happening. Your body has to jolt itself awake just to remember to breathe, but these wake-ups are so brief, you don't recall them. You just wake up exhausted after sleeping for 8 hours. Before modern medicine, this was just called bad snoring. People would go to bed and sometimes just never wake up. Their bodies literally forgot to breathe while they were dreaming. That snoring isn't just annoying your partner. It's actually the sound of your airway desperately trying not to collapse. It's your body's emergency alarm that everyone ignores. Number 1. Fever. Your body's thermostat is normally set to 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. When infection hits, your brain cranks up the heat to cook the invaders alive. Before modern medicine, this defense mechanism often became the thing that killed you. Your body would literally cook itself from the inside, trying to kill the infection. Every degree your temperature rises, you burn 10% more energy. It's like running a marathon while lying perfectly still. Your brain thinks, let's fry these germs, while your organs scream, we're melting. At 104 degrees, your brain starts malfunctioning. At 106 degrees, your organs begin shutting down one by one. At 108 degrees, you're being slow roasted alive by your own immune system. Some parasites like malaria actually evolved to survive these temperature spikes. They produce heat-resistant proteins when your body tries to cook them. It's like a burglar showing up in a fireproof suit while you burn down your own house. That Tylenol you pop for a fever, you're basically stopping your body from accidentally cremating itself. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.